Hi everybody, Carol here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm making 3 Halloween cards with this wheel. There'll be variations of each other, and if you've never worked with a wheel, I will show you. You have this handle. If you have an ink cartridge, that's nice. You slide it down in there until it clicks. This happens to be a jumbo wheel. You slide off the lid, put the wheel in and tap it till it snaps. Then you release the ink cartridge and it goes up until it touches. And then when you roll the wheel, it just automatically does ink. Well, when I did this, I realized that needed re-inking, so I had to stop everything and refill the ink onto the little roller pad, snap it back together, and you can see the difference now that it's been re-inked in the 2 different papers there. But anyway, it's just, I know they're kind of passe right now, but I love them because they're just instant gratification. And so I've got a piece of white cardstock here, and I'm going along the edge, trying to keep it straight. There are guides. I just didn't get my guide out. But anyway, you can see the fun in doing this, because if you were stamping this, you would stamp the tree, you would stamp the pumpkins, you would stamp the bats. And already I've got 3 lines done, and I'll fill in the whole page just in case I can use it some other time. I'm trying to be sure I got that ink distributed properly. I didn't really test it out a while ago. And so then there I've got a full page, and it's a little bit of trouble to put in the ink cartridge, and if you don't have that, then you can of course run, if you're going to do a short distance, you can just run it on an ink pad. In fact, you don't have to have a handle. You can run it on an ink pad, just holding it with your hands, and just roll it along like that. I'm running out of ink, so that's why it looks the way it does. Some people will even cut the ink off the the stamp off the roller and mash it out flat like a background stamp, but I just can't bring myself to do that. So now the first card here is a really long card, as you can see. It's 3.5 by 8.5, and I'm starting with a white card base, adding a strip almost that long of black paper. Then I'm going to put orange on top of that, layer it up, trying to get it straight. And the repositionable Tombow Mono Multi Glue allows you to lift it up and put it back down once it's dry. Then I put down a slightly smaller strip of brown, so I have black, orange, and brown. And then here comes one of the strips that I did with the wheel, and cut it down to fit that. And it can't get much faster or easier than that. So that's one thing I love about wheels, and this one I just think is exceptionally cute. And but as I said, I know they're kind of out of style now, but I really don't know why. So now the next one I'm going to do is an old Stampin' Up. These are both older stamps, but this is a frame. I think it's called Big Frame. I can't remember. I'm not actually inking it up right now because I had already done it. And as you can see, it didn't stamp that well. I mean, I don't know why. It might have been my fault, but so I thought rather than re-ink it, I've got that black, and I'm just going to cut up a bunch of little squares that I think they were 1/2 inch, maybe slightly more than that, and just put the glue on them. And now I'm just going around and gluing it, and it does give a really nice, bright, sharp contrast. You can tell if you've got a really good eye there that they don't fit exactly. They're a little bit longer than the actual measurement. But so I got them all glued on, and now I'm going to go back and cut along that wavy line of the frame and cut off the excess excuse me, of those little black squares, and that way they're all lined up. And of course it's not perfectly even because it has a curvy line to it, but it makes a sharp little picture frame. And in this case, it's not going to be a picture, it's going to be another little piece of the Halloween stamp. But I'm mounting this onto a piece of white cardstock for the base, and there comes a smaller piece of that same stamped image, fitting it in the middle. And then I had cut out from another stamp a little pumpkin and colored it with some Prismacolors and trying to decide where I'd like to put it. And so just there's one little touch of color on that. Now, again, one of those little pieces that didn't stamp, if you had that, just use a micron pen of some kind. This is a Millennium pen, and you can just color in the missing parts. And there it is. Very sharp colors. I love that look. Now here's the third stamp, same way. The third card. And I'm going around the edges with the neutral ink and a makeup sponge on all the colored pieces, not the black, or the white piece also, and just to make these really stand out. Now, meantime, I'll put the Tombow glue on there and set it aside to dry so it becomes repositionable. And I'm going to start putting them on the card. The last two cards, this one and the one before, are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Also showing that I went around the white with the neutral ink and the makeup sponge. So I put on these colors are left from the Simon Says Stamp Kit October. It's kind of that brick red color. Now the green is mine, and then a piece of black, and then the white with that same pumpkin stamp. And I'm going to steal the pumpkin from the other card to see if I like the way it looks. If I do, I can make another one. So I do like it. I'm just playing with where I would put it, and just again to add some interest there and give another little punch of color, because that pumpkin I colored with about 4 colors of orange and red and yellow, so it blends with that. So there are the 3 cards, different but the same, and I really like the way they look. I just think it's cute and not overly scary by any means, but very bright and colorful. So I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to show some still shots, and at the end I'll have some other videos that you might like to see, and a subscribe button if you would like to do that. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you'll, if you don't have a wheel, then I hope you'll just use some regular stamps and maybe try these ideas and make you some more Halloween cards, or even just fall cards as far as that goes. So thanks again. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye-bye.